Welcome back to the channel, fellas. Strigan here. We are going to be building our next power, or let's say prototype our next power for our game. And for this episode, we are going to be building the invisibility power. Before we jump into the video and start building the power, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video if you like it. And if you did find it informative, or if you did find it useful for yourself, please do leave a comment below and let me know if you ended up building it. So let's jump right into the video and build this invisibility skill. Alright folks, we are inside of our top-down character default template that we used last time to create both the teleport and the dash skill. So to start off with, we are going to start creating our input action, just like how we created for teleport and dash. Let's start by creating the input action for our invisibility skill by adding IA invisibility input action, and open it right up, add a trigger, and for the trigger we are using pressed. Leave the data value type as digital. That's fine. Save, and you can close it. Go back to input mapping context in empty slot or add a mapping and select IA invisibility, and I'm going to use the key I as my trigger. And for the triggers, you can also add a pressed trigger in the drop-down menu, from the drop-down menu. Now that that is set up, we have our mapping done, and we just going to jump right inside of our, no, we have to create something before that. We have to create a material. We are going to create a material for our invisibility cloak illusion, that our character is invisible, but he's not completely transparent in the game. So we need to make a material which shows our character in a translucent way, that we can see the character, we can move around with the character visually, we can have an input that the character is invisible, but the enemies cannot see them like we do. So we are going to create a material and make it translucent. Let's get into creating the material. I'm going to create one, name it invisible, material invisible, and I'm going to open it and make the blend mode translucent. And I'm going to leave the shading model default. Let me see, I'll leave it unlit. It's fine. Either is fine. Lit is fine, unlit is fine. Just the opacity is the main property that you need to worry about. So for dragging off the opacity, I'm going to add a scalar parameter named opacity, and I'll leave the default value as 1. And you can just apply and save. That is it. You created your invisibility material. So now from our main material for the invisibility, you are going to create a material instance and name it MI invisible, and open it up. Inside of our material instance invisible, we can turn this opacity on, and you can adjust the opacity to check if your material is working fine or not. And once you see that the materials is working fine, we can jump right into our top-down character blueprint and start building the invisible power. So let's start by bringing in this material into our top-down character. So to do that, I'm going to bring in event begin play. And from this event, now that we have created our materials, let's get it into our top-down character blueprint. So inside of our top-down character blueprint, I'm going to bring in a node called event begin play. We are also going to create a few variables. For the first variable, we are going to create original material 0 and another one original material 1. Let's bring in our original material 0 and use the set original material 0 node. We are going to be referencing our original material from our mesh, which is what? If we go and select our mesh, we are seeing element 0 and 1 under the materials tab right here. So to reference the element 0, which is the head legs, we are going to use the original material 0 variable by dragging off and getting material mesh. And in the get material node, if you see the second option, the element index 0, it is referencing the element 0 under the materials tab. Hence, we used the original material 0 iteration. We are going to repeat the same thing by connecting it, by bringing in original material 1, dropping it right after the set material 0, and it's doing the same thing, or you can just copy paste it, connect it to the original material 1 and changing the element index to 1. This will bring in both of our materials assigned to our mesh. All right, now that we have brought in or referenced in our original materials from the mesh, we are going to replace them with our material instance invisible that we created. To do that, we are going to create a dynamic material, create dynamic material instance, and we are going to instance our we are going to assign our mi invisible to the parent by using the use asset browser selection, which will bring this in and assign it automatically to the parent option. And from the return value, you can literally right click and promote to variable by we are going to create the variable named dynamic material invisible. Let's just say dynamic material 0. It's too long. Dynamic material 0, and the variable type is automatically assigned as material instance dynamic. So we are going to create another one for our element index 1 by just copy pasting it and copy pasting it. And to connect these, my preferred way of doing it is using a sequence. Using a sequence where sequence you can connect the final output of the set original material 1, and you can use then 0 to the dynamic material 0 and 1 to the dynamic material 1. You can delete this and right click, promote to variable, and name it dynamic material 1. That completes the process of bringing in the original material and replacing them with a dynamic material that we have created using mi invisible. I hit compile, and now we are going to bring in our input action. Put action IA invisibility, and from there we are going to drag off from the trigger and set material mesh, and we are going to leave the element index at 0 for one of the materials and going to assign the dynamic material to the material option. We are going to assign the dynamic material 0 for the element index 0. Do not forget, if you come across any error where only part of your object is invisible and part of them are not, it's most probably your mesh has more than one element and you have to assign two of them into the input actions to take effect. And then we are going to do the same thing for the dynamic material 1 by copy pasting it, or you just simply type set material mesh and dragging off dynamic material 1, and do not forget to change the element index to 1. Do not forget again, it is very important. I missed it so many times when I was learning this, so do not miss it, guys. Now that will definitely change our character's material to our dynamic material when we trigger our invisibility input action. I'm just going to add a sequence here instead of connecting it one after the other because I just like it this way. It's simple to... What? Come on. Yep, there you go. Connect the sequence. And now our character will go invisible when we press the button I. Let's compile and test it out. Let's go hit I. Yay, there you go. Our character is pretty much invisible, or let's say translucent, but they're going to be invisible for our enemy eyes in the future when we use the AI. But for now, they are translucent for our eyes and completely transparent for our enemy eyes. And since we are not going to be transparent for throughout our game, right? So we want to go back to normal. And similar to how we did for the dash skill, where we created a loop using the do once node, where it will do once and then go back to normal, delay for a few seconds, and then you can go invisible again. We are going to create the same loop here using do once node, do once, connect it right in between the trigger and the sequence, and in the end you're going to connect a delay node, and connect both of the set material nodes to that delay node. I'm going to set it at 1 second, and after 1 second, when it is completed, we are going to set our material again, set our material using the mesh, and this time we are going to get our original material and attach it to our material option in the set material node. Repeat the same process by using a sequence in between and do another set material mesh, and this time with original material 1 attached. And do not forget to change element index 1. Yes, you are correct. You have succeeded. Yep. Let's continue. Once we have finished this setup, we are going to delay by 1 second, and then we are going back to our normal materials that we have applied for our characters. And to finish off the loop, we are going to delay another 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Sorry. 2 seconds. Oh, come on. 2 seconds. Our completed pin to our reset in the do once node. We're going to just add a reroute node to keep it clean. And our setup is complete. Let's hit compile and play. Let's try it out. We are hitting I, we are going invisible and coming back to normal in 1 second. And we are not spamming. I'm hitting I. After 2 seconds, it resets. So we cannot spam the invisibility cloak skill. And our invisibility power is now complete. Thanks for watching, and if you liked this video, you might like the other two as well. So please check out the teleport and dash skill after you see this one. And again, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. It really does help the channel to grow, and I can bring more stuff to you guys, and we can build a very awesome community. Thanks for watching again. Have a great day.